And we're live with the goddess of the moon, under the moon. It's only half a moon. My phone. My phone. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm your spiritual healer. He doesn't want this message out. I'm getting a bad connection. I watched a video. I posted a clip about Kanye and how his lawyer had petitioned to the judge to be released from, you know what I mean, from defending him. Not in just one case, but in many. He's still fighting to get off of like one other ones, but he's got like one or two other ones, and he'll be released completely. Meaning this guy has gone to all the judges and says, I can't defend this guy. He has gone and pleaded his own case with the judges. Apart from whatever's going on with Kanye in the courtrooms, they have officially gone to this guy. Kanye's lawyer has officially gone to the judge and pleaded his own case to the judge that I cannot represent this man. And the judge has granted it. Many judges have granted it. And I saw that and was like, holy shit. And it said the reason that he started doing this is because supposedly Kanye's strung out on fucking nitrous. Okay, I've never heard anyone speak of it but me. I said it in my videos, and that blew me away. I was talking about these fucking people that do it at the Fish concerts. What are nitrous? It's just whippets. It's the laughing gas that they give you at the fucking dentist's office. It's literally dangerous, though. It's a gas. It's a fucking chemical you're breathing in that fucks up your oxygen levels. Instead of breathing oxygen, you're breathing in a chemical, a gas. It's the same as fucking... Dude, in the 90s, they used to do it. They used to fucking huff. It's huffing. In its most rawest form, it's huffing paint. It's huffing. It's a chemical high. Crazy. I can't believe it. But anyways, there's a lot of, I cannot believe this. Are you serious? You started doing fucking whippets? It's worse than crack. It's like Sherm. It completely fucks your head up for like 25, 35 seconds. It completely blacks you out. You're fucking... I can't even believe that. If you don't, again, it's extremely dangerous. It's him playing Dahmer in his house with some fucking chemicals, is what they're saying. Somebody accused him, said his dentist is giving him, and that's where you get it from. His dentist is giving it to him. They get it from a fucking dentist. That's the only medical field can get access to this shit. Unless you, I'm not going to tell you how other ways you can get it, but apparently someone like him was like, it's not enough. You can buy it on on the regular market. And I talked about it in my videos, and that's where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You turned into a whole fucking... And the videos had been saying it. All these card readers had been said, somebody's strung out, somebody's on drugs, somebody relapsed. You were on something that nobody has ever been addicted to ever, bro. What are you... And that explains it. That explains everything. He's literally shot out in the mind. Guys, even heroin it's in your bloodstream. He's literally it's an inhalant, bro. Straight to the head. It's like sniffing glue is what's wrong. And that's what people say. Is he sniffing glue? No, he's on nitrous. That's so ironic. But going back to it, I've been studying serial killers for the last 2 days, and I've been dealing with my own fucking energy harvester, dark twin flame that was right there next to Kanye, praising Kanye, and came out with this, all about God song, just like Kanye right after. But anyways, I was talking about, the job is the civil servant to be the defender of these fucking people. And this guy said, I can't defend this person. And then you're like, damn, who's going to defend him? Johnny Cochran? They would never. Because what'd you do to the fucking, what'd you do to the Kardashians? Is what I put in my post. And I'm like, holy shit. This is huge. His brain is literally fried, you guys. This is like a I don't know. I didn't know that's what was in there. He's brain dead, bro. Or maintaining a dead brain. That's what that means. I'm serious. It's like breathing chloroform and shit. When you breathe in chemicals, it's the word, it does extreme damage, bro. And even if he's not, I mean, where would somebody come up with this? Where would somebody come up with this, bro? Nobody talks about nitrous. Nobody talks about that unless they don't even. It's not even a thing unless somebody offers it to you. A weird fucking person from like the fucking 70s. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a thing. So then I sit back looking at the moon. God, what in the fuck is going on? Because, ultimately, the mind wants to make some sense of this. And it's like, what is God taking from? Okay, where did this guy back out of? Everybody's coming for Kanye. Why? Because Kanye was wrong. He's going to lose all those cases because he didn't have a defense in what he did. There's no defense in what he did with any of these companies. So ultimately, he's going to lose all that money. God giveth, God taketh, bro. What is it to gain the whole wide world but lose your soul? He became the most cocky motherfucker that ever was. He said he was God. He said he was invincible. He said he could do anything. He shit on God's people. He literally, look at what he's doing to this woman. His children. He's brain fried. Forgive me. Science will have to come in and ask and have to step in before I can spiritually. There is a whole genetic problem now. If you just had problems in your head and you didn't put all that shit in there, and that's what I said, we'd have to get all of the chemicals out of his head. But no, we got a problem. He's breathing them. He's breathing in lead. In essence, what do you think? I mean, I don't know how to explain this, but truthfully, I don't think, you know what I mean, when you become psychologically dependent off of a chemical basis, your brain is psychologically dependent. Your body is. It's the same as heroin. They get sick. This is a whole nother field of addiction that I don't think anybody's ever studied. We don't know what happens if you do this in excess. I mean, obviously we have an example. Here we go. He's the first. This is what happens if you do fucking, you know what I mean? If you're huffing and puffing like this motherfucker. Was he always like this? No. Your energy attracts more of your energy, dude. If you're in a dark energy, you just keep attracting more of it. And it just gets darker and darker until you can't even believe it. You're like, oh my God, what's going to come out next? What is he doing when he's high on... I mean, honestly, that it makes sense how he can walk through fucking public with him and his girlfriend, naked and acting weird like this. You can do a whippet in your pocket, bro. You can literally carry this shit in your pocket. But obviously, according to sources, he's got a whole fucking tank of it at home. But yeah, you can carry them like cigarettes. You can do them real quick where nobody... I mean, I guess you could, but what the fuck? What does that mean? It's like he's literally sucking in the air from a whipped cream bottle. Getting all goofy high. He's beyond chemically imbalanced. It's an inhalant. It's nitrous oxide, like carbon dioxide, like oxide. I don't know that part of the, science. He is beyond science right now. I don't know what's inside his brain. You're going to have to do a fucking CAT scan and see what kind of damage he's done. What kind of damage, and that's it. You know what I mean? Drinking does so much damage to your liver. You know what I mean? Doing fucking prescribed pills does so much damage to your fucking, in your intestines and your this and that. What the fuck has he done to his brain? And then, he's married, like, hey, do this with me. What the fuck are they on? And we've been wondering for hella long, what's wrong with you people? Holy shit. So in the sense of, he's out of his mind. He's innocent until proven guilty, but what did I just tell you? Nobody's going to defend him. There's no defense about what's happening right now. A defense lawyer, and especially his, is paid the highest dollar to keep the secrets, bro. Now, by law, they still have to keep the secrets, but they, at some point, the secrets get too big where they gotta walk away. And that's pretty much never. These motherfuckers are, they'll take the fucking blood money, dude. They'll do whatever for, that's what they always say. Lawyers have no loyalty. They have no moral compass. You know what I mean? And that's why they go after him. It's like, how could you fucking represent such a fucking scumbag? How could you fucking do this just for money? You and your family feed off of his lies and his freedom when he's done this to people. Has he got that far? I don't know. What else has he done that we don't know? It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling. Left and right, right and left. It's the biggest fall ever. Now, my question to God was, did someone curse him or did he curse you? Did somebody put this upon him? Did somebody curse him? Because I know what magic can do. Or did he curse you? And then it goes back to my whole teachings, and that's why my whole page is, all my magical teachings are gone. And that's why I didn't upload the last video. What was the last video? I completely explained all of the inner workings of the 818 Lionsgate portal and how you guys are praying to the wrong God and not, you won't ever understand it. I made a whole video about what it really is that you didn't even know. But anyways, and God didn't want me to put it up there and tell you anything about that. It was just another thing that'll be in the documentary when the time is right. But going back to it, that was my question to God when I was just sitting here. I was like, did somebody do this to him or did he do it to himself? And the moon just looks back to me like, are you serious right now? You don't know how karma works? Meaning he was already dirty before it got dirty. People can put magical attacks on you that can totally dilute your reality, but the truth is, it only works because you're already hiding shadows. It's feeding off your shadows. It's just going to feed off of it and make it bigger. It feeds off of your secrets. Your sins, if you will. Where do the demons hide? They hide in your darkness. The things that you're afraid of, the things that you hide from yourself and others that deem you bad. So bad becomes worse, when bad meets evil. How do they become evil? That's where science comes in and tells you that they've lost their minds. That's where they come in to try to decide, were they in a logical state of mind when they committed this crime? What was their state of mind? I'm telling you right now, nobody just makes up. If somebody's telling you that you're smoking crack, they probably caught you with a pipe, bro. Did you guys see that picture of Michael Jordan's son doing cocaine at the table at lunch in France? They got a picture of him just literally sniffing it at lunch in the broad daylight in France. Like, I can just do cocaine wherever I fucking want. You got a problem, bro. You're not even doing it at home in the closet. You could just do this drugs everywhere like it's just acceptable. This isn't acceptable. It has never been acceptable. How many movies have you seen? There's something wrong with you. You're going to spin out of control, bro. There's no such thing as a functioning drug addict. The drugs are functioning your pain, but you're not functioning too well in any of this. And that's what it is. What's wrong with Kanye? He hurts, and he is hurting everything and everyone around him in his pain. And this is out of control. I don't know. I'm all faithful, but when we're talking about realistically, you know what I mean? There's some things that you can't reverse. In the sense of, God, did you curse him? He cursed himself. He won't bear fruit. His heart is wicked, and his mind is mush. He has nothing to work with. You have to have a strong heart to overcome the mind, but the mind is mush now. You can go to these serial killers and they can tell you everything they did and why they did it and everything. You can't get a conversation out of Kanye. You can't get a sentence. You can't get an actual. There's no. I don't know what to say. There's no connection. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Is what they say. And in the end, it's like, you can say what, you can have your opinion, but look at the facts. Nobody will defend him. Nobody stands behind him. Nobody approves of his messages. Nobody will talk to him. Nobody will have anything to do with him. He has literally been alienated on this planet because of his words and his actions. His use of the material world against this world has put him in a place outside of this world, yet still in this world, a whole hell on earth that he created for himself. And anyone that comes into it, like attracts like. How could you possibly be? And that's what I said too. He was at the fights. Same night Marshall and all of our soul tribe were. But at no point were they ever going to cross paths. Never. Not eye contact, not nothing, because we don't align. Our timelines, you have gone to a place where, you know what I mean? We still live in the same world, and I don't want you to go hungry, but you are on a path of no return. And I cannot approve of this. Who's next? Kendrick Lamar is going, and I told you this. And this goes back to me being the messenger of God. You can choose to deny this, but I'm telling you, what he did on that stage on June 19th, by the help of Dr. Dre and everybody else that supported that, they will go down. Because that was against history and against all cultures and all time. They shit on their ancestors. Kanye shit on everybody. And they're coming. And that's it. You think that taking life, and that goes back to the little girl who lost her life. It wasn't my daughter's closest friend. It was her friend's friend. But it still hurt, nevertheless. Why do we take our lives? Because we believe that when we're dead, the pain and suffering ends. There's no getting out of it. You'll come back and have just as painful of a childhood and a painful life again. We're here to overcome such things. But if you don't overcome it, then all you do is feed it. That's it. And I'm looking at, I'm seeing Dumbledore, where he's got that water, and he has to drink it, and it's going to poison him, and it's going to make him weak, and please don't make me do it. We have to do it, or we're not going to make it through this. You have to fucking stomach down. You have to take all those hidden pains and memories and feelings and pull them out of your wicked heart before something like this happens. How did this happen to him? He was hurt. He was rejected. He was abandoned. He was alone. He created his own reality inside of his head, and then he casted that reality outside of his head and tried to make everyone play the roles and tried to make this reality real. But as you can see, it's not real. And the role he played and all of this is very demented, and I'm not sure what kind of rehabilitation it would take to bring him back, if any. But at this point, he is a danger to himself and others. He's literally out of his mind. He was out of his mind before this. Now we have more than reason to believe that it's only going to get worse. This is that pinnacle moment. You were just acting out now. Now we have a intention. And this kind of intention, you know what I mean? This is I don't believe you can control this. And again, science would have to come in and say something. What kind of damage, how fast can the mind come back from this? Being a crackhead for a long time, it takes you a long time for you to get your skin back, to get your brain back, to get your health back. You don't get your teeth back. You know what I mean? Being a meth head, you're always a fast-paced person. You're always twitchy. There's long-term effects. You know what I mean? Doing downers and shit, you have a hard time getting up in all ways, shapes, and forms. There's long-term effects to the drugs and alcohol and substances that we put in our body. This is a whole different chemical that nobody abused. Not knowingly. I don't know anyone that has. This is beyond my understanding, and I swear I've seen it all. I thought I had. I don't wish that for anyone, but at the same time, it's like, when is somebody going to grab him and help him? Are we going to wait until this gets worse, or are we going to realize that we've got a serious problem on our hands? There's a human being that we're aware of that is suffering deeply, and that is a danger to themselves and others. You did it to Britney Spears, and you didn't even have the proof. This is a whole man that is literally, look at what he's doing to his wife. Look at what he tried to do with, you know what I mean? He's a danger. In the sense of the power of manipulation, the power, you know what I mean? Of his words and actions. And that's what it is people don't want him to speak because of what you've said before. You know what I mean? We don't want to hear what's coming out of your mouth, and that's what he's damaging. The words that come out of his mouth and his intentions and his works are damaging to himself and others. Is somebody going to do something? I don't know. I'm not in a position to. Is somebody going to call somebody? Is there somebody you can call? Or we just wait until this turns into, you know what I mean? This turns into a whole fucking crime scene. And we watch it go down in court, which again, nobody's going to defend his ass. That's what happens, how you end up with a public defender. They're court ordered. You're ordered by the court. Either you do this, and if you refuse, you're no longer part of the public system. This guy, he's you know what I mean? He is, you know what I mean, an individual defense attorney that probably owns his own practice and whatnot, and he can practice wherever he wants, but in this sense, this is a big moment, and he's made a choice that, no, it was never about winning or losing. For him, it's the dollars. He's just clocking the dollars every hour. And then I think I scrolled down and it said that Kanye wasn't paying him. What? You're not even paying the only people that need to be paid? You're not paying for the lights to keep the lights on? Which means ultimately Kanye loses these, you know what I mean, without proper representation. He's going to lose. They're going to default. He's going to lose these cases, all of them. All these millions and billions of dollars of all of them that are coming after him. The Gap, Adidas, all of these that are unfinished. And then he just did it again with another song where they said that he had unreleased samples or uncleared samples. They're coming for that too. Everybody's coming at him right now. And that's why he said the vultures. Yeah, bro, they're coming back. They're coming back to get you. They're coming back for what's theirs, what you took from them. And that's that fate card. I ended today with the fate card. The Wheel of Fortune. You did this, bro. You did this. God didn't do this. And even me, the servant of his, I asked him, God, did you do this to this man? Did someone else do this to this man? God looked at me and said, who do you think did this to this man? And that goes back to your lives. What's going on in your lives is your own doing. You want something different, then do something different. Otherwise, you're going to get the same results. Not his, your own. And that's the point I made about the 818 gate that you missed, or you're going to miss. It's an ascension portal for those of us that have done the work. We walk into the light. You have this idea that it comes with abundance and stuff, but you also thought it was on 808. But it's all about that. It's a time shift. It's a shift of the energy where you go from the dark to the light, meaning you've walked through the valleys of the shadows of death and you have found your way to the light, and they are there. The gate is opening for you to finally get out of hell. That's what the gift is. And it goes back to Sobdet. And for anybody that was waiting on it, you were praying to a false god because you didn't know the God that you so thought was going to come and bless you. You didn't know the blessings. You didn't know the lesson. You didn't know the time or the date. You don't know the meaning of these things. Therefore, you have no access to such things. And anybody that calls themselves a Christian or a Catholic, how dare you? because those are Egyptian teachings. Those are pagan teachings. And all of you are praying to lies because that's not how it works. And I taught that in my 10-day forecast if you want to understand this. The gate will open this Sunday under the full moon. Under a Monday, which is a moon day, where we typically walk through the light into a portal, the portal opens. And we have died to the flesh, and we are now in the stars with the gods. And the gods will bless us for 5 days. Which gods? The Egyptian gods, not Jesus Christ, not Archangel Michael. Again, you were praying to the wrong gods, and you didn't even know how to pray or what day to pray. And it's not something that is given on just any day in any way. For those of you that didn't do the work, which, again, I didn't last year, I didn't walk through the portal. I walked straight into hell. Surprise! What happened on 818? My karmic twin flame sent me into fucking hell with his Santiago album and his new girlfriend. I spent all that time to come right back here and break myself out of this hell, and now I get to walk freely from this. If you haven't spent the last year breaking yourself free from your hells, then guess what? You have another year on this timeline. Start doing the work. And be ready at the gates when the gates open. But no, told you it's a judgment. They're going to judge you. Have you done the work? How is your light? If your heart is light and it no longer carries the flesh, then you can go through. Is it physically or metaphorically? The cards say physically, but I'm telling you. And that's just what that whole thing was all about. Is like, no, it's not how you see it. It's not good and evil. It's karma. It's what is. It's just. It just is. It's just the way it is. Things will always be the same unless you change the game. You want to go in a different direction, then go in a different direction. God is not going to come down on your birthday and grant your wishes. He's not going to do it on Christmas, which I must remind you is not even Jesus' birthday. He's not going to do it on New Year's. He's not going to do it when you say. When you do the work and you say you're going to change, then your world changes. God's not defending you in the way that you're writing. He's right there watching you. And in the sense, is he supporting you? No. He's trying to guide you out of it. Because ultimately, whoever you are, you're not happy. He doesn't want that for you. He wants something better. He wants you to be free and happy. But going back to it, yeah, that's fucked up, Kanye. That's fucked up. I did see it a long time ago. I saw it over the summer. I saw them coming to get him. Remember, guys? I said I saw them coming to get him. The dark forces were coming to get him. They were going to take his life. They're taking his life. They're taking every bit of it away from him. But he'll still have to live. And that's what you don't get. The shit outside of you is not what makes, you know what I mean? That's not what you're here for. You make it your life. And then when something like this happens, you don't have no meaning and you go crazy. But that's not your life. The only constant in life is that it's always changing. But if you're not changing, then you're constantly staying in your own hell. Another year of it. Another year of it. Again, do you know when there's another portal coming? Oh, that's right. Next year at 8:08. Did anybody get this bag that you said? Did anybody win the lottery? Did anybody get a new job and a new car and all that? I've been getting new shit all week. But then again, I told you how this worked. I'm just here to tell you. And don't take this stupid shit and run with that. I can't believe it. I was telling stories about these fucking people that go to the fucking fish concerts called the Nitrous Mafia. I can't believe that he turned it into an actual addiction and he's lost his whole life and career over this. I can't. I mean, I have no choice and that's it. It's an ego death. You're faced with something you just cannot accept, but you cannot deny it either. It just takes some time to set in, but you cannot keep denying it. And that's to the rest of you. Quit denying what God's doing, what's happening in your life, and how God is trying to guide you out of it. God is trying to guide you out of it. He's not putting, and that's why I said, God, did somebody do this to Kanye? Or did you do this to Kanye? He looked me and that moon looked me straight in the face and said, Kanye did this to Kanye. And yeah, they manipulated it, but he was already in a dark place. They just pushed him off the edge. He was already sitting there ready to jump. They just pushed him. He already wanted to jump. He had already walked the plank. All it was a little extra push. All he needed was a little extra push, a little whisper in his ear. Can he come back? I don't know, guys. This one's different. Most drugs and alcohol, yeah. Most chemicals, most traumas, most things we can clear out. I have no idea what happens when you sit there fucking huffing paint like that. This is beyond science. This is a new level of science. He always was, though. People have been trying to figure him out. He already was a different type of crazy. He stepped out of science, but now we have a chemical to put with it. We have, you know what I mean? As much as he's going to deny this, this is, the truth shall set you free. Tell the truth, bro. You fried your brain. It makes far more sense. It makes far more sense, dude. Just tell the truth and get some help. I don't even know what kind. That's next level science. Who has studied that? Who has studied the chemical effects of overdose of nitrous oxide? I mean, they had to, because they do a proper dosage. They have to take, it's like, you know, somebody knows, but what happens if you give it too much? You're Dahmer right now, bro. You drilled a hole in your head and started filling it with liquids. What did you do? Not really. You're putting it up your nose or in your mouth, straight up into your brain. What in the fuck is going on? And you're trying to sell music? Yeah, bro, you've lost your mind. Somebody help him. Somebody do something. When this gets out, dude, where did he get this idea? That's where I'm like, I'm the only person I know that had told an idea about the nitrous. When this gets out and people start hearing that you can get high on nitrous, they're going to start looking for it. And then we'll have literally zombies out here. We've got to do something. This is going to be the next epidemic. It is accessible. You literally can buy it on the streets. I can't believe this. And that's it. I'm witnessing it right now, because what does it mean to know? To be prepared. Make them aware of the truth that you've seen. Somebody, hear me. Hear me out. Houston, we have a problem. There's a really good man over there that is literally putting chemicals into his head right now, and he's free to do whatever he wants all the time, and he is limitless. He has a passport and all the money until you come and get it. Somebody needs to stop him for his health and see what we can do to fix him after. But we have to stop him first. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, that's what I had. I don't know. Again, I just saw it. And I'm not going to take that to bed. I had to speak on it. I don't know what to say. But what I did say, this is very bad. This is a whole new fucking problem. He already was a very unique species of a problem. But this was going to create way more problems. It might unveil some truth that this is not an isolated problem, but that perhaps there's more of him. But it explains how weird he is, why he can't talk, why he looks like that, and then he got his teeth done, and all of that, dude. It all adds up to me. And then again, it would make his body act weird. That was the next thing. Why is his physical body deteriorating in such a way? Which it's not. It's blowing up. Literally, he's blowing up. He's putting gas in him. He's a hot air balloon. Literally. It's not funny, Holy Spirit. Somebody do something, please. I'm not going to wake up talking about this. I had to talk about it before I went to bed. I had to let the gas out. It's not funny, Holy Spirit. It's not funny. I have no more jokes in me. This isn't funny. He has no defense. He's sick, and he's only going to get worse. Somebody help him. He's a child. Somebody help him. Before his actions end up being the actions of our children. This will only spread more and more. School shooters became a big deal because of Columbine. Somebody saw it, so they redid it. They did it again. People are going to see this, and they're going to fucking do this. This is bad. Let God take care of them. And in the sense of God's going to take everything away from them. You can see that coming. That's very clear. And that's going to make everything worse. You know what I mean? His mind is mush. What happens when God comes in? What else is going to... How far will he go with what's happening? I see this as a problem, and he needs to be stopped. Do I see him as violent and dangerous? I don't know. I don't know what that chemical in his head is going to do on top of the fucking whatever fucking he puts in his brain. Whatever images and sounds and experiences and all of that is brewing together to make the perfect storm inside of him. But I can tell you this isn't a human being that's creating music for people right now. We have a very sick individual on our hands. At the very top of society that, you know what I mean, somebody needs to do something about. Legally, they can't. We need people to come in with love. 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 Love is the only thing that he needs right now that he's not getting, and that can start something. But coming at him all hateful, coming at him all... You can't tell him nothing. It's Kanye West. Tell him you love him, and start there. He needs something, and it definitely has to be from, you know what I mean, familiar faces. It has to be from people he trusts. It has to be from people that don't fear him. But at the same time, you know, if he starts acting up, you're not in danger either. You guys need to have a whole, what are those things called? Where you bring all the family in and shit? I can't think of the word. An intervention. He needs an intervention. And the intervention can't be you leave him at where he is. He needs to get to a doctor, and he needs to be checked out. Truthfully. Don't tell him what you know. Just tell him that you love him. Don't attack him. I mean, that's what it is. He's just trying to prove that he isn't what you say he is. So don't even start by telling him what he is. Just tell him you love him. Remind him of the good things he is, not the bad things. And tell him that he needs an intervention of love, guys. And then he needs help. And I don't even know. Again, this is a new type of science. I have no idea what he's put in his brain. Hey, on that, I'm going to bed. Later, haters.